Grizzlies are great without Ja Morant. And anybody can step up on any day. But that feels like what is really happening with the Celtics. So I have no feel for this series. Like, to be fair, I think Golden State is the only series where I really know who's going to win. I don't know what's going on in the playoffs anymore. You could tell me anything's going to happen, and I would believe it. Yeah. But one thing that we're doing is a little unfair. I don't think we're talking enough about how badly the Bucks need Chris Middleton. Like, it feels like Giannis, we're showing up Giannis and saying he's getting dominated and dunked on and embarrassed. But his second best player, take the second best player off of any team, and it'd be a surprise that they've won as many games as they have.
No, because no one enjoys the Chris Middleton karaoke that Drew Holiday is attempting right now. He's shooting a million shots, and none of them, nobody has confidence. Karaoke. Nobody has confidence when he takes the mic, and it's just like, dude, this is not within your range. Like, you need to really sort of figure some things out before you get back on stage here and do this. But the Giannis thing, to Domonique's point, Jacoby, like Giannis, look, Giannis, what do you have, like 30-something in this game? He had a ton of shots again, right? Like, the way that the Celtics are playing him right now is, like, hey, we know that we can slow you down. We know that you're also going to be getting 30. And so what's everyone else going to do? And they got their answer in game 4.
I mean, listen, you guys know that I love me some Grayson Allen and Pat Connaughton. You know what I mean? But, however, they can't harmonize to the Chris Middleton karaoke the way that Drew Holiday can. And they also can't dance to the Chris Middleton karaoke.
No, they're taking out pitch pipes like an a cappella group, and it's what is this? Real
Chris Middleton is a legit scorer that can not only get his own bucket, but if you even leave him for an inch and think about Giannis will find him and he'll knock down the shot. And without Middleton there, it's just more attention on Giannis, making Giannis work harder, making Giannis fatigue, and just slowing him down. And then if you look at Drew Holiday is one of my favorite players in the NBA. However, I love him for what he does on the defensive side. And what he does on the offensive side is very much feast or famine, and we're all hungry right now.
Drew Holiday, oh man. So the Giannis fatigue point is one that I've seen talked about a lot more than I ever had before, because he's the Greek freak, in part because he does things physically that no one else can do. And one of those things is he does it all game. He hyperextends his knee and then comes back and is better than he was the game before. But in these last 2 games, I've noticed, like, actually, it's probably the last 3 games, I noticed towards the end of the game, like, Giannis actually looks like tired. Like, he is not actually a freak, but he's like a human.
Like Jacoby. He's Jacoby sweating. Giannis is Jacoby sweating.
Yes. I also look tired.
Oh, man.
It's just allergies.
Drew Holiday only operating on one end of the floor. Actually trying very hard to operate on both ends of the floor, but only being effective on one end of the floor is like, I don't know. It just feels really uncomfortable and sad to me.
It kind of feels like a cornerback who gets to play wide receiver and is like, wait a minute, you're now 31 of 92 from the field. There's a reason we shouldn't do this.
Marcus Smart and Drew Holiday are just like a Spider-Man meme. Just it's all game long. The two of them are just like Spider-Man memeing each other the entire game.
It's like a Pablo trying to be a Gary when he knows he's a Pablo.
Wow. Yeah. I do want the drugs that Gary's on. My traps are...
This is a great question, though, because I could see either team winning the next 2 easily. I can see either team winning the next 2 games by 30 points apiece. And let's also look in the take mirror, because, like, I'm sure last Friday all of us assumed that the Suns were just going to roll the Mavericks and the Heat were just going to roll the 76ers. Like if you have to look in the take mirror sometimes, there's like a lot happened this weekend that I did not expect to happen. I was completely wrong about both of those series.
Can I ask a question about the take mirror? Is it a true mirror, or is it like a fairy tale mirror where you ask it a question and then it responds to you? Because I'm wondering if I have to look at myself with all these dirty, ugly, fat, yucky takes that I made that were wrong, or if I get to look at some weird, like, mysterious, mystical face, and that's gonna say, your takes are doo-doo.
Yes, it's the latter. It's very much the latter. Okay. Alabaster?
Alabaster's like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be this mirror.
This is my role. Domonique, your takes are doo-doo.
Very good.
Well played.
Well played. The take mirror.
Your questions are stupendous.
Can I take you behind the curtain for a second? I thought about making the first question a new segment called "You Guys Do My Job." What should the question be? Leaving last night's Bucks and Celtics game.
Oh,
But I thought that was even too dumb for me to put out there.
But you know what? As with any take, it's like 95% delivery. So if you just said it with enough conviction, we'd be like, "Ooh, a game with some music."
You've actually been on I feel like we've celebrated. You've been on a good run of questions. Last couple shows, I feel like we celebrated your questions. You're shaking from like a week ago when you had a bad game. That's all right. Jason Tatum made 10 points a couple games ago. Like it happened.
No, you're on an Al Horfordian run, Alabaster.
All right, I think I'm gonna have a Horford moment here. All right, next question. Which one seed are you more confident tonight? The Suns or Heat?
Oh, that's a question right there. That is
a question built out of a series that's not actually a series. We're going to make a series between two teams in different conferences, let alone series. And I think the answer to the point of the question, which is actually kind of interesting, is it has to be the Suns. I mean, maybe it's just because I am like, a guy who's still huffing the paint of James Harden's last game. But man, you think Chris Paul's only going to play 23 minutes and get fouled out like early in the fourth quarter again? Because that's kind of why the Suns lost and why they're now 2-2 with the Mavericks.
Well, first of all, Chris Paul is going to absolutely dominate Game 5. Like, I'm going to open up my little apps, my gambling apps, and whatever overs on all the Chris Paul stuff. I feel like he's just been punching himself in the face for the past 36 hours.
That
because
mirror
he's
in his
so
house
mad.
Is shattered.
Like, it's not just the referees, it's the fouls, it's the fans, people putting hands on his family. Like, this is going to be just Chris Paul so angry. I think he's just going to be seething. He's going to be like Inside Out, like the anger guy in Inside Out, the Disney movie. He's just going to explode and flames are going to launch out of his head before the jump ball, and he's just going to go off. He might miss 25 shots in the first quarter. He might make all 25 shots in the first quarter.
He's going to punch campaign pregame.
People. I don't know what's going to happen with Chris
Paul. All I'm imagining, as soon as you said the anger little representative from Inside Out, I'm just imagining Chris Paul running around kicking nuts. Just willy-nilly.
So many
willy-nilly. Everybody
can
get
everyone's
it. Some
nuts.
teammates too. Whatever ones are close is pop, 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 pop. It's just like a machine gun of ball shots from my man Chris Paul. But
I'd be shocked if Chris Paul has less than 25 points and 12 assists. I'd be shocked.
I think the Suns is the obvious answer here. There's something that changed in the other series. There's nothing that changed really in the Suns-Mavericks series. Like, we feel like the Mavs went home. They had a couple good games. Chris Paul had a couple bad games. It wasn't like a monumental shift. Joel Embiid is playing. Like, he's playing well. Like, he's an MVP. Like, that's a real thing. It's not like a scheme adjustment. That's not we're tired, or like when we get to the Golden State, it's not like the Grizzlies are young. It's not all of these like kind of soft, touchy-feely explanations that we look for when we really don't know what we're talking about. It's a real big 7-foot, agile, coordinated, talented thing that has now been thrown back into this equation. So yes, I think I would pick the Heat to probably win. But if there's any series that feels like any one seed between these two that feels like they're in jeopardy, it's definitely the Heat and not the Suns.
You make a great point. Like, there's no nuance to the way that this series has shifted. It is binary. Do we have the 7'2" 3-point shooting Hakeem footwork man in uniform playing on our team, or do we not? Like,
don't forget rim protecting, like and perimeter,
also ends up with 6
sliding
assists somehow. Like, do we have that guy?
Or Oladipo stripping like that. If he's there, it's a different situation.
Yeah, and look, I do think that James Harden, what the Heat did, to their credit, right at the end of that last game, Game 4, like they did front Embiid with Bam a lot. They actually denied Embiid the ball a lot. He was scoreless in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to figure that part out. That's part of why James Harden was so amazing, is sort of mask that aspect of it. But yeah, the entire gravity of the series changed with Embiid back. And with James Harden looking good.
I feel like all of us collectively just hazing James Harden for like those 10 days in which he looked old and slow and out of shape. And we talked about the extension. And like, I feel like it was really, you're welcome, Philadelphia. It was us that willed James Harden into that game. Like, it was just like, he's like, you know what? I've had enough of being hazed by these people. I'm going to show them that I can still hit a step back three from time to time.
we never said he couldn't hit a step back three. We said he couldn't really get to the basket, and he didn't look that athletic. He still does not look that athletic.
Oh yeah. I mean,
he can
dirty
still hit
secret.
a
Yeah,
three.
Pablo, I know you're the Sixer guy, but dirty secret, like James Harden's not doing that again. You know, like he's not hitting like 4 step back threes in the fourth quarter. There were one of those step back threes. He fumbled the ball, like mid step back. He fumbled the ball, picked it up, and shot it. It went right in.
Guys, I'm actually worried that James Harden might be watching this, and I don't want to shake his confidence. Please don't bring this up.
Oh, I have a legit question for you, Pablo. As a Sixers supporter,
Yeah.
does James Harden performing really well in this series and it ends up in a loss, is that like a net negative for the 76ers?
Ooh. So yeah, like, do I want to pay James Harden $55 million if we don't get a series victory here, and James Harden is only vaguely elevating above like 6 inches off the ground, vertical leap wise? Can we get to the next topic?
You're better off if James Harden is terrible for the next couple games and you lose them both. That's probably the best outcome for the 76ers as a franchise.
Why did you have to do this? I was feeling great.
Man, Jacoby, that's a good question right there.
I came in yesterday.
You are inspired by Alabaster.
My tears of joy.
So when a producer is having really good questions, they can't be in mid-season form because their real work is in the off-season. You got to be in off-season form where you got to come up with some really impressive questions. So, that's Alabaster, impressive off-season form for these playoff questions.
Wow.
I appreciate it. I got another doozy, guys. I have. It's not breaking news, but I have an update for our first What Are the Chances. We're gonna play What Are the Chances. You guys will give us the chance after I give you the question. First one is Tom Brady. The New York Post is reporting his salary. Okay, so he has signed a deal with Fox Sports to be a commentator after he retires for 10 years, $375 million. So my question was,
that's not
what
real.
are the chances that Tom Brady will be great on TV? But the real question is, what are the chances he'll be that great on TV? That is real.
That's not real. No. I'm sorry. I was tweeting the show. You said 10 years, 375 million American dollars?
Yeah. Hold on. So in other words, Tom Brady's going to, what is Tom Brady's career earnings in the NFL? Because I feel like I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
NFL contracts don't make any sense. You'll never be able to figure it out. You'll never be able to figure that out. Yeah.
That's why.
The question you're asking is, I think, a little different than the question that Fox is asking. It's not, they don't care whether he's great or not. They care if he's worth it or not. And how do you measure how worth it is? I think it's worth it because we know that the NFL has their favorites when it comes to like media partners. And they give those partners the marquee games.
What?
I imagine that if you got Tom Brady, the golden child, doing your games, you're going to get some good games. So, yes, worth it.
Yeah, let me put for my number $332,962,392, which is Tom Brady's career earnings, aka less than he'd make in 10 years just gas bagging. It's incredible, right? Like Tom Brady, by the way, he's still playing. Just respect the flex of like, I'm going to get this job when I'm done, whenever the hell that is. When do we think he's going to retire? Who knows? But he's going to walk right into a deal that is more money than he ever made doing the thing that he'll now be talking about, which is a lot easier to do than the thing that he actually did. We're never going to be rid of him, by the way. That's what I've just discovered. Like, Tom Brady is going to be on screen, posting a zillion Instagram story updates so it looks like he's pressed the period key on his keyboard for an hour. He's going to be that guy until the year 3000. Like we're never getting rid of him. If you thought he was going to be gone after he retired, I got bad news for you. It's going to be the opposite. He's going to be more everywhere than he ever was.
So I'm giving this a TB 12% chance, and let me explain why. There is nothing, as someone who's been in sports media for a very long time, 23 years, during people's playing careers, you can usually get an idea of whether or not they're going to be a good media member post-playing careers. Now, what indicators are there? They're funny. They say whatever comes to their mind. They're unfiltered. And they're kind of like uncalculated and a little crazy. Tom Brady, he's not funny. He's super calculated.
He's crazy though.
Is it? But he's not a fun kind of crazy.
That's true.
He's like I work
crazy.
too hard kind of crazy. That's not like my kind of
crazy.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me what kind of crazy.
He's not Domonique crazy. Come on.
Yeah, he's not the Domonique Foxworth kind of crazy. I'll take the future on Draymond Green 100 times out of 100 before I take a future on Tom Brady's media.
My question.
There are exceptions to these rules.
Yeah.
But like,
my thought around this whole thing is I just wonder who's like making decisions for Tom Brady, and is it Tom Brady? Because I can't imagine a world where the Tom Brady that I've constructed in my mind, and I don't know him, but the person who I think he is, I cannot imagine a world where he is like excited to sign this deal that like portends his retirement, something he has been unwilling to do so far. Like it just, and whoever is also like controlling his social media, it just feels to me like Tom Brady has become like a Voltron and someone's inside him. They throw him out there to play football, and then everything else, someone else is like, tweet this, Instagram this. Like when he did that Justin Bieber thing, you think Tom Brady was like, let me respond to Justin Bieber. No,
he was wearing a hat that said Brady on it. He had a white hat that said Brady on it in black letters. I'm sitting there being like, if someone gave me a hat that said Jacoby on it, I would burn it. Like you would never see me wearing a hat that has my name on it.
God. I love the idea. Hold on, this theory now that Tom Brady is just a super plastic surgery Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's, who's just being wheeled around to like do things to appeal to young people and like go on TV. It does kind of add up when you see it through that lens. It really does.
And so that makes me feel like maybe he's going to be okay because someone is going, there's going to be, they're going to hire an extra producer or some writers or something to help Tom Brady. Because I think one of the challenges of doing games and being interesting and fun and different is people who have the credibility to get away with that don't have the like motivation to do it. So like if you have the motivation to stand out, you also don't have the credibility to get away with it. Like fans are gonna be like, stop making a joke of the game like they did when we tried to do like an interesting Monday Night Football booth ages ago. But if Tom Brady goes in there and he makes a mockery of it, the man got 7 Super Bowls. It's gonna be fun. Like that's my hope, is that he gets some comedy writers and they feed him jokes in his ear, and it'll be great.
Can we guys complain about the money for a second? Like this man won 7 Super Bowls. Has broken every record, is unanimously the GOAT, not just at his position, in his sport. And he's going to make more money doing our job, flying across the country, working for 4 hours at a time. He's going to make more money doing that in less time than actually being the best football player of all time. That seems backwards to me.
It would be nice if they had a union that could fight for higher salaries. That'd be
we
impressive.
should elect Domonique. I think Jacoby Dominique's running for president of the Sports Media Gas Bags Association. This is what's just happened.
Am I?
The SMGA. We got to work on that, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, my first move as I'm a part of any union.
SMAG, Sports Media Association of Gas Bags.
Ooh,
SMAG.
SMAG.
There you go.
Okay, that's the first one. I second that motion. All in favor? Yes, it's passed. We're SMAG.
SMAG.
All right, what's next?
Before Domonique disbands the union that we just formed.
We're not going to disband it. We're going to go on strike first before we decertify. Right. We got to go on strike. Test them out. Test out the resolve of Alabaster and his like.
Nobody wants me just in all 3 boxes for 45 minutes a day. So please
him to sort of like.
Dominique's going to be outside the studio tomorrow next to an inflatable rat handing out coffees to people.
Calling everybody scabs. Turn around, Will Bond.
We got one more topic here. A question. What are the chances Rudy Gobert broke the code by saying he could lock Shaq up? We got a piece of media for you here.
What's the code? Honesty?
Right. So Bleacher Report says that Shaq says that Rudy Gobert wouldn't be able to guard him. Eyes emoji. And Rudy Gobert at Rudy Gobert 27 says, I would lock his ass up. Period. Lock emoji. And it's like, what do you want Rudy to do?
Yeah.
Right? He says nothing. He's soft. He says something. He's still soft. Like, I don't know what moves Rudy has. I want to advise him to respond in the comment section, but like, Yeah, and I get it. 245 versus 3. Was he really 395? Shaq was in 2002.
Wait,
According to Shaq.
How does Rudy Gobert only weigh like 20 pounds more than I do? I don't know. Come on, 245? Come on, Rudy. Have a sandwich,
Rudy,
my guy.
Rudy's
Jeez.
up here lying. You got to be a little huskier than that. How tall is Rudy Gobert? Like 7
feet?
Seven
Come on.
something, yeah.
Yeah, that seems unhealthy.
That does seem unhealthy. I mean, considering that Yao Ming couldn't guard Shaq, I don't think Rudy Gobert is going to like. Yao Ming was like, what, 7'6"?
Yeah.
And he couldn't guard Shaq. No one's been able to guard Shaq. No one can guard Shaq. The only thing that can guard Shaq is his own work ethic. That's the only thing that's ever been holding him back. And I side with Shaq being like, why would I work harder at this when I'm already the best? Like, what do you want me to do? Be the best of the best? You see how hard Kobe Bryant works? I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm as good as him without trying. So sorry for having fun. I side with Shaq and his work ethic.
Rudy's wrong, but I understand where Pablo's coming from. Like, what else is he supposed to do? I guess he could just ignore it. But it's not like he just went out looking for this. Like, Rudy's home. The playoffs are not. He's not even in them. Like, Shaq can talk about all these other teams and people that are playing. Instead, he's like, you know what? Rudy hasn't been piled on enough. I'd have back his little ass down. I'm just at home trying to eat some baguettes, eat some snails. I don't know. Some toast. Whatever.
Toast. Domonique topped out at French foods at 2. And 3.
Toast.
The bronze medal French food became toast.
I would say one of the nations known for their cuisine. I mean, French cuisine is world renowned as being some of the best. And as far as Dominique's concerned, it is basically snails on top of toast. It is like it's some snails on top of some toast.
Overrated.
No, I'm calling a technical foul on Domonique for overrating French food. What are you doing?
Overrated.
Oh, come on. All that cheese,
So
the
much
camembert,
Belle,
brie,
déjeuner, petit déjeuner, dîner.
Y'all just making up sounds now.
Muzzy.
Making up sounds. I don't believe any of this. This ain't food. They got bread and stuff. They got hard bread. Who wants hard bread? Get out of here with your hard bread.
Oh, yeah. I mean, whenever you see one of those baguette sandwiches, it's like ham and Gruyere on top of like a huge baguette. Right? I'm like, does it come with a chainsaw so I can eat it?
Exactly. Thank you.
You know what I love?
Does this come with a chainsaw?
You know what I love? I love that Japanese fluffy milk bread. I want milk like a pillow. I want bread like a pillow. Milky, soft, fluffy.
Talking Japanese food. I'd rather go Japanese than French any day of the week.
Ooh.
No, it's nothing to think about.
No,
you want a baseball bat of bread, or you want a cloud bread?
Well, Japan doesn't really do cheese, but I love me some cheese. That's the big difference between me and Gary is that my heart is mostly cholesterol, and he's working out, not eating
Nobody
cheese.
knows who Gary is.
Oh.
I don't
know who
I would lock Gary's ass up. That's all I got to know about that.
Gary.
One time I was thinking, Chinese food is my favorite
Pablo.
food, but they do not incorporate cheese.
Hold on. Like, are we talking about Chinese food?
This is my struggle.
Like American
Chinese it's the Asian
food?
plate.
Can you name a
Asian
Chinese
plate.
food dish that involves cheese?
The only one, of course, is crab rangoon and things of that nature, but that was invented in like Boston.
By Al Horford, actually. by Al Horford.
Oh man,
I love crab rangoon. Incidentally, I guess
I'll play the game.
Yeah. Okay. What you got?
Did he break the code? Yeah. I'd say he definitely 5% broke the code.
Okay, I agree with you, Kobe. He seems smart.
Thank you, guys.
Alabaster's barely even writing this down.
Give
me 5 as well because we're a union and we're unanimously voting.
Smag solidarity.
Smag.
All
right. I think we might go on strike for the last question. Or was that the last question?
Was that the last question?
Yeah, we got 7 seconds left.
Great time for you guys to go on
trying
strike.
to get in the studio.
Who's coming in there and trying to jump you? They trying to jump you already?
He's doing actual television now. Yeah, he's like, I don't do internet television. I do television.
Who's there? Is it Gary? Is Gary trying to take over?
Did you see what I did last week? I'm viral now, dog.
Oh,
I'm viral now. Shout out to JJ Reddick.
I gotta talk to him. I gotta go talk to JJ.
Leave him alone.
I gotta invite him to join Smags.
Smag.
Oh yeah, JJ's definitely a union guy.
Yeah.
See what he did to Mad Dog? I don't think Mad Dog's doing any union.
Mad Dog 2020?
I don't think the Mad Dog was.
Mad Dog 2020? What's your favorite flavor?